Hey, welcome back to OPE Rocks. Thought I'd switch it up a little bit today and just kind of give you a little brief tour of the shop that I work in, my Lapidary Shop, as I like to call it, the Lap Lab. Yeah, maybe we'll cut some rocks at the end of it. So, all right, well, let's take a look around, see what I do. All right, well, first stop is going to be the wet saw that I use. I'm currently using a high-tech diamond 10-inch slab saw. Works absolutely flawlessly, if you ask me. It's a little tricky when you're working with some of the smaller rocks, but I may have to consider a trim saw or something like that in the near future for that type of stuff. But yeah, works great. I absolutely love it. Minimal mess. As you can see, I kind of keep some splash guard up behind it and things like that, just in case, you know, it gets a little out of hand. And then down here, I just keep some of the medium that I use on my 10-inch Vibrolap. I don't have that right now to show you a video of it because it's quite messy, so I keep it outside when I'm using it. And yeah, so on to the next spot. So next up is the pair of tumblers that I use. They're actually just some cheap tumblers that Harbor Freight had on sale around Christmas time, so I decided, hey, why not tumble rocks, because I have a ton of them. But they've been working great. I had to turn them off for this video because they're extremely loud and it would ruin the audio. But yeah, you know, so if you're looking for something cheap to use, I'd suggest just finding a nice little cheap setup like this just to get started. Kind of feel out how rock tumbling works before you get into any of the heavy duty crazy stuff. But yeah, works great for me. All right. And this brings us over to my lighting box where I take all of the pictures of my finished product. This thing works great for pictures, so I would highly recommend if you plan on taking pictures for like Instagram, things like that, look into it. They're super cheap. You can find them on Amazon. There's about 150 different brands to choose from, so just pick one up. And it has different lighting settings, different backsplashes, and it works great. And of course, next to that is the thinking chair. This is where I sit and I ponder what the heck I'm going to do next. But all right, let's keep going. And here is the creation station. This is typically where I will set up for anything that I'm going to be finishing, or if I'm going to be making any sort of custom jewelry settings for any of the cabochons that I make. I do make a couple custom pieces of jewelry, so if you do see them on the website, you're lucky because I don't make that many. And I also stage, you know, what I want to polish next or work on next, cut into a cabochon, whatever it might be. Little daubing station over there, all of my soldering stuff, and of course, no shop would be complete without pictures of agates everywhere because I love agates and I'm obsessed with them. But next to that, we are going to have my polishing machine that I use. I'm using a high-tech diamond 6-inch flat lap. Works great. Next to that is Bubba. That's my favorite drinking vessel. But yeah, it works great. I'm currently using 6 different stages, all the way up to 50,000 grit, which gives it that nice little shine at the end. And next to that, this is actually meant for cutting stained glass, but I use it to cut tiny slits around like, you know, like a freeform cabochon so that you can actually wrap a wire inside of the rock itself and help hold it in place. Yeah, pretty cool. All of this equipment just works absolutely awesome. Of course, no shop would be complete without a boatload of rocks. These are actually all of the rocks that we have collected over the many, many years of doing this. Majority of what you see in the bin is going to be from Lake Superior, and then also just kind of scattered around. We're just going through some of them right now. These are going to be from mainly Lake Michigan. Over here, right here, those are actually ones we're going to put into our landscaping. So a lot of basalt and things like that. Just cool pieces of basalt that we found when we were out rock hunting. But yeah. Now onto the fun stuff. This is going to be all of my rough rocks, some of the minerals, that I plan on cutting or making into jewelry or whatever it may be. I have everything from across North America to Mexico, some overseas. I try to keep it in mainly North America, the stuff that I work with. I'm just more familiar with it. But yeah, anything from aragonite to fluorite to calcite to wonderstone to galaxy jasper, amazonite, Laguna agates, you name it. This is just all stuff that I have not been able to tap into. This is one of my prized possession crazy lace agates. It's about 20 pounds, so I don't know how I'm going to cut it. I don't even know if I'm going to cut it. I just really like it, so I might just keep it. And up here is just some stuff that I already have loaded on the website, stuff that needs to get loaded on the website. Yeah, so the majority of the stuff that I need to work with is in this area. I do have some other stuff stored away, but that'll be for another time. All right. I have an idea. How about we pick out something to cut? So I have not cut Galaxy Jasper in a while, so I think what I'm going to do is get this chalcedony out of the way and dig into this little bin here and see what we can find. That might be cool. I don't know. This is actually rhyolite. Rhyolite jasper, I guess is what they call it. You know what? I think that original piece that I grabbed, I think that's what we're going to cut. So, all right. I don't know. Want to cut some rocks? Let's cut some rocks. I do.
All right. So, first things first. Protect yourself before you wreck yourself. No one wants silicosis, so make sure you have a proper mask when you're cutting any sort of rock. And I'd suggest some ear protection just because wet saw can be pretty loud, and cutting some of these rocks, you can cut them for 10, 15 minutes at a time. So just make sure your ears are protected as well. And I like to wear rubber gloves just because I like wet hands. So, all right, what do you think? Let's go cut some rocks.
All right, let's reveal what we got here. Get it a little wet first. That's what she said. All right, so number one. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is awesome. I'm going to have to take a little macro photo here at the end. And the other side, equally as awesome. Wow. I'm going to have to make some cool stuff out of this. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by and checking out my lap lab with me. It was fun cutting rock with you as well, but I should probably get my butt home now because I'm going to have about 15 inches of snow to remove in the morning, and I also have to work, so the fun stops now. All right, until next time, see you, bye.